Hey there, nice to meet you. My name's Bob. I slay vampires, okay? Bob the Vampire Slayer just doesn't have the same ring to it as Buffy. Yo, imagine if Joss Whedon came back and made a new Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That shit would be hot. Hot! What it dooski? It's your boy Thewel34, and today I'm here with my reaction video to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This one is season 2, episode 7. How's it going, everybody? So I am actually really excited to watch Buffy. I've actually been craving to watch it recently. I just edited the finale for season 1. I just remembered how great that how great that was, and how that set up a great episode for the premiere. So that being said, let's see what goes on. Last one we had the Halloween special with Spike causing havoc. A pretty fun premise overall. So yeah, with that being said, let's just dive into this episode and see what's popping over in Sunnydale. Side note, if you live in a town and there's a dale at the end of it, leave. Just pack your bags and get out. There's nothing good's coming out of that place. Just know the teens in that town are causing some shit's happening, okay? Causing some shit, or some shit's happening to them. With that being said, let's dive into this one. Yeet. Oh, is this the invisible people again? Oh, Mom. Oh, for a second, I'm like, are we bringing them back already? That would have been crazy.
My mom's just supposed to pick me up as all.
My mummy used to sing me to sleep at night. She had the sweetest voice.
I'm not supposed to talk to people.
Strangers, yeah. Cut.
Run home.
My angel.
Hello, Drusilla.
Oh no, my pet. This is just the beginning.
When she was doing that, for some reason, I thought of like Angel being a microphone and her just making like a YouTube video for an ASMR channel. Just the way she was just going around like that. Buffy has terrible timing. That's like the third time she's walked on an Angel in a situation like that. Ooh.
Rupert, you're gonna have to trust me.
All right. I'll put myself in your hands. You all right? Seem a little glum.
I'm fine.
Talk about relationship issues with Angel.
Okay.
I mean, with Charles.
That'd be nice.
Oh, you just need cheering up. And I know just the thing.
I'd suggest a box of Oreos dunked in apple juice, but maybe she's over that phase.
Who the fuck are you?
Ford?
Hey, Summers.
Whose man's is this?
Finishing up my senior year at Sunnydale High.
Hi.
Hey.
Nice to meet you. Ford and I went to Hammer together in LA.
Already.
We're going to the Bronze. It's the local club, and you have to come.
Would I be imposing?
No, only in the literal sense.
Okay, then. I gotta find the admissions office.
Well, you know what? I'll take you there, and I'll see you guys in French.
Kind of cool to see bits and pieces of her past life pop up.
Hey.
What'd you do last night?
Nothing?
Nothing at all.
You just moved here? Yeah. And boy, does he move fast.
Well, Angel, we could still play.
What else you do for fun around here?
Well, you see,
My purse.
I'm really into carving, specifically steaks. I just really grew appreciation for them while you were gone. Don't find it weird at all, okay?
What's going on?
That's the one part you probably shouldn't have
There's
saw.
a cat.
I know you're the Slayer.
What? I mean, look, Angel obviously being on the fence about this guy who just randomly pops up who was in Buffy's previous life. I can get where his concerns might come from. And the fact that he's a long-lasting character, apparently, that he's staying here, I didn't buy that. But I didn't expect him to be potentially... Well, we don't know that yet, but I don't think he might be connected to any sort of villain or Spike or, you know, the princess or anything like that. But the fact that he knows off the bat like that's hella sketchy. And the music that's queued up right here. I mean, anytime there's a silent night still like that, it's a problem.
Well, how'd it go?
Went good. A couple more days and we'll get to do the two things every American teen should have the chance to do. Die young and stay pretty.
All right. Let's go. Let's do it up.
Oh, Angel.
If this was a bad time,
No, I'm not supposed to have boys in my room.
I promise to behave myself. I guess I need help.
You mean like on homework? No, because you're old and you already know stuff.
Lynette,
Oh,
I just want to find everything I can. Records, affiliates.
great. What's the name?
Billy Fordham.
Angel?
You gonna tell me that I'm jealous? You know, I never used to. Things used to be pretty simple.
Just as summers go, she gives me a feel
Just
inside,
hanging
you know?
out, feeling guilty. I really honed my brooding skills.
God, he's self-aware. So he's a part of this, like, vampire appreciation kind of cult of humans who want to all kill themselves and then turn into vampires, I believe, or get like maybe they have like an agreement with some vampire to like turn. That's what I think I got. I might have missed that, but we're rolling with it, baby. Also, I'm gonna take off this so it don't make noise. Although it says Farewell 34. I got it when I was in Ethiopia.
Come by tomorrow at sunset. I'll keep looking.
Don't tell Buffy what we're doing, all right?
He knows, Giles.
What?
Giles
Very
is like,
good.
whose mess is this? Well, normally he would be, but he's preoccupied.
Is that more vampires?
Did he just pull out a stake out of nowhere? He was ready to go? I thought we learned that. Well, I guess this is because it's a close friend in life. Remember the guy earlier on in the season 1 where he was like all down for the danger and Buffy wasn't down for that? Somewhat similar.
You got one chance to live. Tell me what I want to know and I'll let you go. I killed her and she just turned to dust. It was amazing.
In no way do we stick out like sore thumbs.
Okay, but do they really stick out?
What?
I mean, have you ever seen a thumb and gone, wow, that baby is so...
I was thinking the same thing. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like,
Oh, we usually call them the nasty, pointy, bitey ones.
So many people have that misconception, but they
They're
who walk with the
misunderstood
night
creatures.
are not interested in harming anyone.
These people don't know anything about vampires. What they are, how they live, how they dress.
I mean, he got you.
You
on
know, I
point,
love a
brother.
good diatribe.
Something wrong?
Uh-oh.
My own research has... It took one of my books.
Well,
personal.
someone in the school is reading.
Do meet anyone like Angel? What might you guys have talked about then?
I would totally live here.
Do I have anyone on watch here? I don't go much for tradition.
Quiet, love.
Oh, he went for the ears. You serious?
I'm offering you a trade. You make me a vampire, and I'll give you the Slayer.
Alright, let's see how this goes. He's a fan of the culture, wants to be a
Hey,
part
come
of
on.
it.
It's about your friend Ford. It's not what he seems.
Who is these days? Who's Drusilla? And don't lie to me, I'm tired of it.
I can take the truth.
Do you love me?
What? I love you.
Alright.
I don't know if I trust you.
Maybe you shouldn't do either.
Maybe I'm the one who should decide.
Intense.
She was an obsession of mine.
And you made her a vampire.
First, I made her insane. Killed everybody she loved.
Okay, that was a pretty big piece of information, and digging the serious tone of this
Buffy.
episode.
When Angel came to my room, he was just really concerned for you. And
Did you find out what Ford is up to?
I will.
She's hurt.
Do you really think they'll bless us?
I know they will.
What about
I'm
your
sorry,
friends?
Harley, you're not
Are they
catching
coming?
the buff.
It's gonna be fine.
No, it's really not.
Oh god. 2x1
Gonna
Buffy's
drag me
back.
here.
You are gonna offer them a trade.
I don't think I want to talk anymore.
Yeah, well, I still feel awfully chatty. You were gonna give them me tonight.
What's supposed to happen tonight?
This is so cool. This is just like it played in my head. Rigged up special. Once it's closed, it can only be opened from the outside.
We're going to ascend to a new level of consciousness. Become like them.
No one gets out of here alive.
Damn, we're all sipping on the bullet tonight. Damn.
Just a bomb shelter, Buffy.
Who's
Make
paying
the other
rent?
people go.
Alright,
When we get there, everybody spread out. 2 men on the door.
These people aren't gonna get changed, are they?
Technically, yes, I'm in. I will become immortal.
oh,
I've
shit.
got a news flash.
He's
It's
jacking.
not how it works.
But let me tell you something. I got maybe 6 months left, and by then, what they bury won't even look like me. It'll be bald and shriveled and... I'm sorry, Summers. Did I
that
screw up your righteous anger riff?
But what you're doing is still very wrong.
Okay, well, you try vomiting for 24 hours straight because the pain in your head is so intense, and then we'll discuss the concept of right and wrong. These
See?
people are sheep.
See, that's how you write somebody. Better explain somebody having, a terminal illness and actually fleshing it out properly. Versus what was the kid? Remember the Malcolm? Was it Malcolm? I think his name was. They just sort of tied it at the end after the puppet episode. Oh, by the way, he was gonna die. He had a terminal illness. This is much better how you go about it.
Well, I do feel sorry for you, and if those vampires come in here and start feeding, I'll kill you myself.
Ford, help me stop this. Please.
This is not the mothership, people. This is ugly death come to play.
Oh, I wonder actually too if they. I think this episode is actually pretty well directed, really well directed actually. I'm digging the camera work here. I wonder if they had the close up of Buffy from his perspective, I noticed was out of focus. Is that because even after finding all the information, he's still not clear, and he doesn't have a clear vision on what she was trying to say to him, and he's still in his own objectives and ideas, and things are still blurry. That's why it wasn't in focus when she was talking to him. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching. Grasping for stakes. Oh, you're about to get bodied.
Take them all. Save the Slayer for me.
This is fucked.
Spike!
Everybody stop!
Oh shit.
You guys are just in time.
Are there vampires?
They're contained. They'll get out eventually, though. We should probably go. Nothing's ever simple anymore. I'm constantly trying to work it out. Who to love or hate. It's just like the more I know, the more confused I get.
I believe that's called growing up.
Woo! Jesus Christ.
Lie to me.
We always defeat them and save the day. No one ever dies, and everybody lives happily ever after.
Liar.
And that was my reaction video to Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 2, Episode 7, titled Lies to Me. So there's definitely a few great standouts to this episode, and I think overall, this was one of the better episodes of the series in terms of its execution, its focus, and its ideas, and the way they put it together. Now, so let's just talk about it a bit. So first and foremost, like I said, I thought the directing and the camera work this episode definitely stood out to me and complemented of the story ideas they were going for and the seriousness to them. I thought they both complemented each other really well. Directing, I thought the framing here at points too. I loved how when Angel and Buffy were speaking and they were having that tough confrontation about when she wants the truth, obviously, and they sort of went out to the outside shot of the outside of the frame. I thought that was really great to show. Overall, I thought the camera work was great this episode. Another one where I feel like Sarah Michelle Gellar really was putting up her acting chops here for some of the more tense and emotional scenes when because she's dealing with quite a lot this episode. I definitely think this is one of the better performances from Sarah Michelle Gellar thus far in the series, and again, as we've seen with 2X1, we're really seeing her really put her skills to the test here. So I'm excited to keep seeing more of these sort of episodes. She's dealing with a lot in this episode and at different aspects into her life. First and foremost, we have this kid pop up from her past life before one she was, I guess, the Slayer, two before Sunnydale, before she had that sort of soft reboot. She's dealing with that. Then she's dealing with all the trust issues she's dealing with the jealousy issues in her love life after seeing Angel and Drew. Ultimately, we just see her being frustrated from all corners of her life, and I think they really did, and I think they did a good job, and hats off to the writing team here at conveying that throughout this episode. And something else too is I also liked how they did the parallels with Giles and his love life with Miss Calendar and Angel and Buffy, and then how they decided to sort of put her side away from the gang for the most part this episode and have her be more I guess spending time with Giles. And I liked how by the end of this episode they came back to that and left it off on a sweet end. Also, we got to learn a bit more about Drew this episode from Angel. Obviously, we've seen her in the past with Spike, although she's been more creepy and just sort of like ominous, and now we actually got to learn a bit more about her. I liked how they extended the jealousy aspect after her backstory was explained through Spike, and we got to see his character in a different light, which was cool. Like I said, the gang was sort of put to the side a bit this episode, but they did have a good amount of screen time here. Xander had some solid lines earlier on, and so did Willow, and I liked her and Angel's pairing, and I think he definitely gels with the group much better, and I like seeing him interact with everyone, popping into Willow's house. I made for some fun comical moments in the first half of this episode before we got to the more heavy, serious elements as it went on. Looking at this episode, there was a lot going on, but it didn't come across as distracting, or one thing was ruined the other. It all worked fairly fine. They did a really good job at just focusing on the premise this episode of lying and trust issues. Love that ending where Giles just sort of she asked Giles to lie to her because she just by the end of this whole ordeal of the episode, she just kind of confused. She's 16. All these different things are coming at her. It's hard for her to really understand what's going on. So Giles just lies to her sarcastically, and I thought that was a really sweet ending. And I think it highlights, I think it was really well written, because not everything is in black and white, right? And that's sort of explained with the villain this episode. Something that I really did appreciate here was the character moments, developing them a lot too with Giles and Buffy. I actually think this is a really interesting growing point in the relationship, not as Watcher and Slayer, but as Giles and Buffy as friends. So I really appreciated that this episode and just seeing them, you know, bond more. And the whole idea of her friend coming back and being terminally ill, the whole idea of the kid this episode ended up being terminally ill definitely makes it a little bit more of a gray area, and sort of compliments to the theme of this episode, but it's sort of like he's putting lives in jeopardy too. So but I think overall how they did that was pretty well done. Yeah, so 2x7, I think this was actually a great episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now I'm gonna be completely honest, in terms of enjoyment factor, I thought I liked it, didn't love it, but I can appreciate a lot to this episode, like the character interactions, some of the development, the writing. I don't think I enjoyed this as some other episodes that I think maybe weren't as great, but this was definitely one of those episodes where I feel like I might come back to it in the future and be like, oh, okay, yeah, this was a real good conflict episode for Buffy, and had some serious, you know, like, and we learned a bit of information from a lot of characters here. So yeah, anyway guys, that was my reaction video to Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 2 episode 7. What'd you think about this one? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, if you enjoyed this one, then definitely be sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget guys, we're gonna be having an extra upload this week because we're snapping on the upload schedule. New month, new whale, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have 2x8 going up as a bonus video this weekend. If you guys are interested in checking it out, then links in the description down below to Patreon to support the channel. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I will catch you all in the next upload. Love ya. Peace.